All right, guys, so today we're going to be going over my list of the 10 best cases in CS2 to buy right now for investing purposes. 10 cases that I think you will be able to make a lot of money going forward into the future. And at number 10, we have the gallery case. Today's video is sponsored by Skins Monkey, an automated CS2 trading platform where you can turn your skins into new ones simple and easy. All you have to do is click on the skins that you want to get rid of, click on the skins that you want, and then click trade items. Now, if you don't have enough balance for the items you want, you can use code GERM to get up to $5 free bonus on your first trade. You can also use that same code GERM to get a 5% extra deposit bonus on top of the 30% deposit bonus that Skins Monkey is already offering. So there's really no reason to not go check out Skins Monkey with that first link in the description below today. So the gallery case is a weird one for me because I knew I definitely wanted to have it on this list, but I wasn't exactly sure where to put it. And to be honest, number 10 might be way too low, especially as I take more of a look at this thing. So obviously the gallery case is right now in the armory, but there are some risks with the gallery case, and that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to put it any higher than 10 on this list right now. One of those obviously being that right now the gallery case is still able to be actively acquired. Now obviously people do seem like they are much less interested with the armory and the armory passes than they once were, but still obviously a bunch of new gallery cases are being created at this time. We don't really know where the prices are going to settle at. We don't really know where the supply is going to settle at, and we also don't know the other big risk, how long the gallery case is going to stay in the armory. Now obviously we are expecting it to be removed sometime soon, whether it be 6 months total or 9 months total or 12 months total or longer than that or whatever. I don't think this will be a permanent item, but we don't know how long it's going to be, and obviously the longer it remains in the armory, the longer people are going to have to buy them, and the more supply that's going to be created, and maybe the longer it's going to take to actually get a positive return on these cases, and also the longer it's going to, or the harder it's going to be to get a return on these cases. So I don't know, but obviously being able to get the gallery case, it's going to be, I do assume, at least a discontinued item at some point. Right now this is on Steam, this thing is actually 97 cents, and again, you have to keep in mind that you can get these for about 80 cents worth of armory stars, so you can make a profit right now redeeming these. But the interesting thing here is on third-party marketplaces, the gallery case is just 67 cents right now. To me, that seems like it might be a little bit too cheap. That seems like it could be a pretty good investment, especially for a discontinued case, because so far what we've seen from all the other discontinued cases in CS2 is that they perform very, very, very well, and they go up in price pretty significantly over time. Will the gallery case be any different in how soon it will be removed from the armory? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But at number 10, I have the gallery case. At number 9, I am going with the recoil case. Now, this is another interesting one. Obviously, the recoil case is in the active duty pool right now, so it's another one that is going to be pretty polarizing. People are going to have it at different points on their list. This one's also interesting because on CSGO stocks, I've never seen an item like this where it has both the green line and the red filling, because this thing is exactly even in the past month. But the recoil case right now is the cheapest case in CS2, and for my money, there is something to be said about the cheapest case in CS2. Obviously it is still active duty, so it is still actively dropping, so it's not necessarily the best time to purchase this, and that's why I have it really, really low down on this list. But there is also potential that the recoil case could be the next case removed from the active duty pool. Now obviously the fracture case is the oldest case in the active duty pool right now, so there's definitely a good chance that the fracture case could be the next one removed, but it could also be the recoil, because most often the recoil case has the lowest unboxing numbers of all the active duty cases, and obviously it's super cheap. People don't really seem that interested in it, and obviously Valve wants to have cases in the active duty that people actually wanting to open up. So if the recoil case is the next one removed, this one could definitely have a nice little price spike, and again, at just 20 cents on the Steam market and even cheaper on third-party marketplaces, you can get this thing insanely cheap. You can hold it for the long run. I think it's going to be really, really hard to not make money off the recoil case in the long run, especially once it gets removed from that active duty pool. At number 8, we have the fracture case. Again, this one I do think will be the next case removed from the active duty pool, but there's a little bit of a gamble. Obviously, if it is not the next case removed, it's going to be even longer and worse returns and stuff like that, and it's going to be harder to kind of get your money back. But again, thing is so cheap at 29 cents. It's the oldest case in the active duty pool. I do think it's going to be removed next, and once it does, I think it'll have a nice little bump up. I think it'll have a nice little boom, and there's some money to be made on those cases right when they are removed from the active duty pool. So that's why I like the fracture. And in case once it goes to the rare drop pool, this supply is going to start getting into, and I do think we'll see a gradual price increase over time. Not a ton of risk with this, but it just might take a while to make your money. It could be really, really slow, but I do think overall consistent growth, and fracture is one. Again, I have it really low on the list, but I do think you'll be able to make some money with it in the long run. Next up, we have the glove case. Now, again, this one might be a little bit controversial because you got to keep in mind these are low down on the list. The glove case, it's a little bit expensive. It's at $8 right now, which is super expensive for a single case, but I actually think that this one still has some room to grow and is still going to continue to grow over time. Again, just in this past year, we've seen it up 70%. It's been one of the best CS2 investments over the past year. It's been going crazy in a market that's been mostly like kind of stagnant and flat overall. A lot of cases are kind of stagnant and flat over the past year, but the glove case has been going crazy. And a couple things going on here. Obviously, it has the OG gloves in it, and it's the cheapest way to get the OG gloves. So there still is a genuine reason for the glove case to have demand, for the glove case to be being purchased, for it to being opened up. There's really, really good golds that you can chase after in the glove case, but also as more cases come out with knives and not gloves, like obviously we got the new gallery case, which has a kukri knife, and right now it seems like Valve just keeps wanting to pump out more of those kukri knives, but also we've seen the twin blade knife being teased as maybe a new thing that could be coming out soon. Haven't really heard much about gloves. If new gloves come out, obviously it's going to eat into some of the demand and popularity of those OG gloves and the glove case and all that, but for now, as more gloves keep not being released, the glove case is going to continue to do quite well, and yes, it's getting a little bit more expensive, and it's a lot more expensive than a lot of the other cases on this list, but I still think it will perform well overall, and I think it's going to keep doing good. Next up, we have the Chroma 3 case. This is the cheapest of the Chroma cases. It's also the most highly unboxed of the Chroma cases. Chroma cases are super, super fun to open every time CS goes through a big boom cycle, and people start opening up cases again and doing a bunch of streams and unboxings and all that. A bunch of streamers rush to the Chroma cases because they are so fun to open. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive again at $2.78 for these, but again, you can get these even cheaper for third-party marketplaces, and like I said, when CS2 does have booms, whenever the next big boom happens, I think the Chroma cases are going to be some of the biggest recipients of a nice little price spike because streamers are going to be opening up thousands of them, but also they're going to be giving it like free publicity and stuff like that. They're super fun to open. They're always going to have genuine demand. Chroma cases, you can't go wrong with any of the Chroma cases in my opinion. Next up, we have the Revolver case. Revolver case having a pretty strong year, up 16% in the past year. Again, this one a little bit on the pricier side. Definitely not a cheap rare case, but not super expensive either. $2.50 right around there for the Revolver case. The big thing with this and why I really, really like it, again, there's a genuine reason to open it up and go for it. These have the case hardened karambit inside of it. You have a chance to go for those blue gem karambit knives, which can obviously make you a lot of money, and there's a reason for people to open these. You want to have good chase skins or good chase golds or whatever. You want to give people a reason to open these. That's going to keep that genuine demand. It's going to keep those unboxing numbers going. Yeah, the Revolver case, just really, really strong fundamentals, really strong numbers. It's a cool case. Not necessarily my favorite CS2 investment, but getting pretty high up on this list at this point. At number 4, I believe now, we have the Spectrum 2 case. Again, this is another case, a little bit more expensive in price, $2.43, but the unboxing numbers are just so strong for this one. This is a case where the supply is just getting eaten into really fast. It's one of the most unboxed rare cases. I do think the main thing holding it back is kind of the price point because I do still think some of those cheaper rare cases are still a little bit stronger investment overall, but the Spectrum 2 case continues to have strong unboxing numbers, continues to have really good fundamentals, and obviously in the past year, this thing's up 36%. It's having a very, very good year as well. Next up, we have the Snakebite case. This might be a little bit high on the list. I don't really know exactly where to put it, but the Snakebite case being the cheapest rare case, to me, that is something really, really big. Snakebite case is down 14% in the past year. It's been very volatile. It's been a lot all over the place. It's gone on big runs up and down, but to me, it's just a little bit too cheap right now, and I do think it has a nice path to making a lot of money, and this thing doesn't need to rise very much in terms of price for you to make a lot of money percentage wise. Now, one thing that does suck about the Snakebite case, to buy a ton of them, obviously you have to make room in your inventory and your storage units. You might even have to buy additional storage units, which is going to add to your cost bases and stuff like that. But the Snakebite case, I know it's not an insane case. I know it's not amazing or anything like that, but the unboxing numbers are still really, really strong. It's one of the most unboxed rare cases. Obviously, it just got put in the rare pool, and I think people are still undervaluing it a little bit because, again, prices are cheaper right now than even sometimes while it was in the active duty pool. So now it being removed, it should definitely go up. That supply, there's a massive supply of Snakebite case out there for sure, but that's why it is so cheap, and that supply is getting eaten into rapidly. Snakebite case to me seems like a no-brainer, especially at these cheap prices to make a ton of money. Hopefully in the next couple of years. It's going to take a long time for that supply to go down and for those prices to actually appreciate and go up. But yeah, I've been buying these at like 20 cents and 19 cents. To me, that's just too cheap to pass up. Snakebite case makes a lot of sense. At number 2, we have the Danger Zone case. Now, at times during 2024, this has been the most unboxed rare drop case, but it is no longer. The Prisma 2, I believe, is back on top. I think Snakebite's actually number 1, but then Prisma 2 is number 2, with Danger Zone being like number 3 or 4 or something. So Danger Zone is a one of these cheap rare cases, again under $1, with very, very strong unboxing numbers. One of the most unboxed rare drop pool cases, and that's just a recipe for success. You have a cheap case that's getting unboxed, hundreds of thousands of them every month. That thing's gonna be a great investment. It's gonna appreciate in price. The fundamentals are there. Obviously, you're still depends a little bit where CS2 the game is and where the market is and where cases are overall. This thing, it's had a little bit of a flat year, down about 5%, but still keeping it under $1 with this strong of fundamentals, this strong of unboxing numbers. Danger Zone makes a ton of sense to me. And obviously at number 1, we have my favorite case. It's been my favorite case for a while. It is the case that I'm the most heavily invested into, and I'm very, very happy to be heavily invested into it a ton because I think this case is so great. We have the Prisma 2 case. Now this case is also down about 5% this year, but again, that's okay. That just gives me more time and more opportunity to load up on it and get these things at an attractive price. Prisma 2 is back on top as the number 1 most unboxed rare case. Obviously Snakebite's like a little bit above it, but Snakebite is just barely coming out of the active duty, so still have some of those unboxing numbers and stuff. Prisma 2, like I said, it's the king of the cheap rare cases that are getting unboxed at a crazy clip. The supply is getting eaten into very, very, very fast, and overall at the end of the day, it's just a numbers game of as the supply numbers go down, I really think the price of this thing's going to go up over time. People are unboxing these a ton every single month. That supply keeps getting eaten into. They're so cheap right now. They have a ton of room to grow, a ton of profit potential to be made, and the Prisma 2 case is my number 1 case investment for CS2 right now. If I had to buy a case, would be the one I would buy currently, and it's the one, like I said, that I do own the most of because I believe in it so much. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.